Cauchy's theorem and Cauchy's integral formula by Ramananda H.S. Hello. In this lecture, we are going to see Cauchy's theorem of complex integration, and we derive the Cauchy's integral formula. In the previous lecture, we have seen how to do the integration of a complex valued function f of z, and also we have observed that if the function f of z is analytic, and then the integration from a to b is independent of the path between a and b. Augustin Louis Cauchy was a French mathematician, engineer and physicist who gave a lot of contributions to mathematics as well as mechanics, that is physics. His main contribution is in complex analysis, what we are studying now. So most of his work, that is Cauchy's theorem, Cauchy's integral formula, are on complex analysis. Cauchy's theorem. If f of z is analytic at all points inside and on a simple closed curve C, then the integral of f of z dz is 0. Here the simple closed curve means closed, you can understand, but the simple means the function should be a smooth function. We'll see the proof of this theorem. Let f of z equal to u plus iv be an analytic function. Then we know that the partial derivative of u with respect to x should be equal to partial derivative of v with respect to y, and partial derivative of u with respect to y should be minus of partial derivative of v with respect to x. This condition should hold, and this condition is called Cauchy-Riemann equations. These two equations are called Cauchy-Riemann equations. So let us take the function f of z, that is the integral f of z dz, substitute f of z as u plus iv and z as x plus iy. Then you can split it into two parts, one with u dx minus v dy plus I into v dx plus u dy. Okay, integration will remain same. Then we are going to use the Green's theorem. George Green was a British mathematician who lived in 1793 to 1841, and his major contribution was on theory of electricity and magnetism. The Green's theorem in a plane states that if m and n are two functions of x and y having continuous first order partial derivatives in a region R bounded by closed curve C. You can see the region R bounded by a closed curve C in the following figure. Then the integration of m dx plus n dy is same as partial derivative of n with respect to x minus partial derivative of m with respect to y dx dy. Here the right hand side is a double integral, left hand side is a single integration. So this is the Green's theorem. Applying this theorem to the two line integral which we had in the here as an equation 1, you have m as u, the first integral, and n as minus v. In the second integral, you have M as V and capital N as U. Okay, so if you partially differentiate, V derivative is Vx, that is del V by del x minus del U by del y, and del U by del x minus del V by del y. Just using the Green's theorem for these two integrals which are there on the right hand side. Now if we see the function f of z is analytic and it satisfies the Cauchy-Riemann equations, so we get the del v by del x is nothing but minus of del u by del y, and del u by del x is del v by del y. So you replace the first minus del v by del x by del u by del y, the first integral, and in the second integral you replace del u by del x by del v by del y. You are going to get integral over r 0 plus I into integral over r 0, that is 0 plus I 0, which is 0 number in the complex plane. So that proves the Cauchy's theorem. What it says, you are integrating over a closed curve. If the function f of z is analytic in that region, then the integration is going to give you 0. So let us see the previous problem which we discussed in the previous class. It is 0 to 1 plus I integral of z square. Here the function z square is analytic in and around the region bounded by 0 to 1 plus I. We could see the region here. See the figure here. I have made it as C1 and C2 curves, and the function is analytic in this in this region. So I am going to get the integral of A, that is integral over the taking as a straight line joining 0 0 and 1 1, and the parabola, the total integral is 0. So that means to say the first integral and second integral gives you the same answer, but if you take in the reverse order, the integration is from 1 plus I to 0 0, that gives you negative sign. 0 0 to 1 plus I gives you positive sign. So totally they get cancels to give you 0. So that's why we are getting the same answer for the A and B in the problem of the previous class. We shall move on. There is a property of this Cauchy's theorem. It states like this: if C1 and C2 are two simple closed curves such that C2 lies entirely within C1, as it is shown in the figure, and you take the region R as the region between those two curves, and if the function f of z is analytic in that region R, then if you integrate over C1 or if you integrate over C2, the function f of z, they are same. So that is a property of the Cauchy's theorem. I am not going to prove this property, but we are going to use it for an important formula given by Cauchy, that is for the Cauchy's integral formula. It states like that: if f of z is analytic inside and on a simple closed curve C, and A is a point within C, then f of z by z minus a into dz over the closed curve C is 2 pi I into the function value at A. So first thing is, we have to note, we cannot substitute z equal to A in this function, f of z by z minus a. If I substitute z as A, I am going to get f of z by 0, which is infinity. So the function f of z by z minus a is not analytic in the closed curve C. So this integral is not equal to 0 according to the previous theorem. Now what I am going to do is, taking the point A as center, we can draw a small circle of radius r, as it is done in the figure. Then we can make a region R between the curve C1 and C, as shown in the figure, the orange color area. If you apply the previous property, what it property says, if we have two regions and the function is analytic in that region, then the f of z over the first region first curve C1 is same as f of z over the second curve C2. Here I am going to get f of z over C, that is a given problem, is same as the f of z by z minus a dz over C1, where C1 is a circle. Just note that C1 is a circle of radius r and center at a small circle. So I can replace this circle as z minus a equal to r. That means z, if you take a as the center, then it's the circle having radius r. Now you write z minus a as r into e power I theta, or z equal to a plus r into e power I theta. Theta ranges from 0 to 2 pi, one full circle. So the given problem, that is f of z by z minus a into dz divided by c, can be written as over the C1, that is circle. Since it is circle, I am going to take theta variation from 0 to 2 pi and replace z by a plus r into e power I theta, and the derivative dz is derivative of a, which is 0, and then derivative of r into e power I theta is r into I into e power I theta d theta. In the denominator also you replace z as r into e power I theta plus a, and minus a cancels. So denominator is going to give you r e power I theta, which is going to get cancels with the r into e power I theta, which is there in the numerator. So you will end up with I into 0 to 2 pi integral f of a plus r into e power I theta d theta. And this is true for any r. We have enclosed the point A with a small circle. We can take however small r. That means to say that r can be almost, we can neglect the value of r. Then also it is true. So you just put r as 0. Then we are going to get the integration as f of a only. I will remain I into 0 to 2 pi f of a d theta. F of a is a constant which can be taken outside. D theta integration is theta. And then when you substitute upper limit, you will get 2 pi, lower limit you are going to get 0. So the answer for this integration is I into f of a 2 pi. This proves the Cauchy's integral formula. Let us see how we can use this Cauchy's integral formula. Let me give a very simple example. Integrate z square by z minus 2 into dz over a closed curve C, where C is a circle of a radius 3. So this circle or closed curve is written here. The point 2 which is there, a here is a equal to 2. So the 2 comma 0 is entirely within the circle of radius 3. So we cannot substitute z equal to 2. If I substitute z equal to 2 in the denominator, I am going to get 0. So if we want to use the Cauchy's integral formula, f of z is z square here, and f of z square is an analytic function. If you substitute a as 2, you are going to get 2 square, that is f of a is 2 square, that is 4. So according to the Cauchy's integral formula, the integral z square by z minus 2 over this circle mod z equal to 3 is nothing but 8 pi into I. Okay, 8 pi I is the answer for this. Similarly, I would have taken in the denominator z minus 1, z square by z minus 1 integral. It is so simple. F of a is the a is 1, so 1 square is 1. I would have got, instead of 4, I would have got 1. So the answer would be 2 pi I, because 1 also lies inside the circle. One more important point here. If I would have taken, say, 4 as the point, I mean in the denominator 4, z minus 4. In that case, 4 goes outside the circle of radius 3. So the function is completely analytic. That is, z square by z minus 4 is an analytic function in the closed curve, within the closed curve of circle of radius 3. So I would have got the answer as 0. So we will see all these cases in next lecture. Before finishing this part, Cauchy's integral formula, we will see the little bit generalization of this Cauchy's integral formula. Instead of the denominator just z minus 2, suppose if I had z minus 2 square or z minus 2 cube, then what will happen? So this is the generalization of Cauchy's integral formula. It says that if I have f of z by z minus a to the power n, the integral, then I have to take n minus 1th derivative of f of a, multiply by 2 pi I and divide by n minus 1 factorial. So let me give two cases. Say for example I have f of z by z minus a whole square dz over a closed curve C, and let us assume f of z is analytic, then the answer is simply f dash of a into 2 pi I. If I have f of z by z minus a cube into dz over a closed curve C and f of z is analytic, then the answer would be f double dash of a into 2 pi I by 2 factorial. If I have integration f of z by z minus a to the power 4 into dz, then f third derivative of a 2 pi I divided by 3 factorial would be the answer. So this is about this Cauchy's integral formula and Cauchy's theorem. Thank you for listening.